Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers in the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and this is the real video 8. Last time it was video 7, and for some reason I called it video 8. And today we're going to do pages 11 and 12. Now, first, a quick note on page 10. We had our altered paper clip on here, and it made it really top heavy, and I put some bling on here, and that made it really thick. And so we were right at our 1 inch mark, and we still had 2 pages left to do. So I've temporarily taken the altered paper clip out and just put a regular paper clip in, and I put a small one so that it isn't very thick, even though it isn't gold, which is the color that we're using, you know, for the corner pieces and whatnot. And you know me, I like to be matchy-matchy and have everything match. And we still haven't done anything to this page yet. We'll probably just put a matching pocket. I'm officially pretty much out of the 8x8s, so I've ordered some more, but it's going to take 4 days to get here. So once I get this done, I'm going to have a little break to do one of my design team projects, and then I'll come back to recording this. But don't worry, it'll all be done by the time that it needs to air on video. I may go ahead and record the covers. So we're going to work on pages 11 and 12. 11 is another large page. And, oh, I have this that I could make another altered paper clip out of. And possibly, if I didn't put the bling on it, it might be big enough. And, of course, I have the little pocket on the back, which adds thickness to it as well. But I really like the idea of some sort of a feature on the back of the paper clip instead of it just being plain. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm hoping we can add it back in because I like it a lot better than just the little paper clip. So on this page here, it's going to look more complicated than it is. Let's see, where are all the papers? Okay, these are the papers for page 11. Here's the paper for the back, and I've already cut that. So we can put our book away, or our section, our book section away. And we can work on this page. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 horizontal flaps, and oddly enough, these are scraps, and they just happen to be the right size, and they just happen to match. On the back side, it's a little busy, but I don't really have a choice. Yeah, because of what's on the other side, we could do this. Could do this. I'm not wild about a picture being sideways, but we may not have any choice. That way when you look on the back, then you've got that. This would be better because it's going to cover the page. So it's not like they're going to be, oh, once I cut it down, now I have to cut this down a little bit, I think. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'll do that now that I think about it. Okay, on these, on this one, it's going to open this way, and this one is going to open that way. So we're going to need to score them at 1/2 inch, one on one side and one on the other. So I don't know which one I want to do which. We're just going to decorate this. We're not going to add any more pockets. We only have 1/4 of an inch left, and I'm pretty sure we're going to use it on the next page. Let's see. This is going to be the inside. Let's have the smaller one open to the inside. So let's have this one open to the outside. and we're going to score it, not cut it. I just washed my hair and I have little hairs, all, or not little, but big hairs all over my shirt, and it's really making me crazy. Anyway, we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. So that it opens this way. We're going to score this one at 1/2 inch. Now I think when the writing goes to the right, in other words the top goes to the right, that it looks right side up. This way to me looks upside down. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to score it on the right hand side at 1/2 inch. And those are going to be our flaps. Now, I got to get a piece of acetate. Okay. So, since I'm pretty much out of the 12 by 12 or 8 by 8 right now, oh, I have some 12 by 12. I may have to put you on pause for a second and check it out, because I'm going to want to put something on here. I may be able to put some of the cutouts that I made out of one of the pages like this and one of the large pages like the other one. Wow, that will just fit, won't it? Nope. Well, if I cut the burgundy off, it would. Let's think about that. Or two smaller ones that were the same size. We might could find something like that. Anyway, let's, but we do need to put something on here. A pocket would be nice. Let's glue this on. Move the other paper out from underneath in case of any gluing accidents. I'm going to make a little circle of glue at the top and the bottom so I can kind of slide it to where I need it. However, you have to be careful doing that because it takes a minute for it to dry. So we're going to put this one on this side. You're going to line it up with the bottom. Make sure it's straight. It's a little too long. Let's cut a 1/4 inch off. I just scored it and not cut it. I thought it was the right length. Okay, let's stick it back on there. Yeah, that will be fine. Get it all lined up. Make sure we have enough room for the top one. Okay. Oops. Looks like we have some extra. Oh, I accidentally stuck a piece of acetate to the back. You always want to check for that. And now let's make sure that everything's right side up, right side up. I think I got lucky the first time. Well, look at that. That one's a little bit long as well. Now this one comes back 1/8. So we're going to cut a 1/4 inch off this one. 1/8 will make it even, and another 1/8 will make it 1/8 back. So we'll cut a 1/4 inch off of this one. And that should make it even with the other one, or the same amount. Kind of short, which is good because then it gives you something to grab onto to open it. Okay, this one goes this way. Let's glue it. Like I said, this page is going to look harder than it is. Let's bring it down just a little bit from the top, like the one on the bottom is, and make it even. Okay, so now we've got the two flaps going that way. Now this one, we're going to cut a flap going vertical, but what we're going to do is we're going to cut it off so that it's just these two. Oh, that's why I didn't want that on the front. Well, it's just not going to be super matchy-matchy. I don't really have, I think, and this, yeah, see I have that. Oh, I have this, just the brown on the back. We don't like the brown. I have another one of these. That's not helpful. Oh, I have another Marion Bright. I'm not sure I want them to crisscross though. Yeah, see, I don't really have, I do have one of these, which is still a little busy. It's on the back of these. I do have this, which makes it a little green crazy. And then I have another one that matches the horizontal. Yeah, I think it would have been fine with the birds on this side. You can still take it off. Let's close this so we don't glue it to our tabletop. And this is almost dry, so let's see if we can rub it off. It's going to be folded over anyway. It's just going to be folded over the other way. I just don't want to glue it to the tabletop or the glass mat. So now this was going to be the other top one. Oops, the other way. Which actually looks upside down to me, but that's just me. Looks like we have a little bit of glue that seeped over. Take our glue eraser to that. And on a random side note, if you like going step by step, I type these up, which is all the directions on how to do everything. And if you're a member of the Sweet Pea Facebook group, then you get those for free typed up. Oh, nice, in a PDF. Okay, so let's glue this one on. Yeah, because if this goes this way and that goes that way, see, then they're not next to each other. Whereas if you put it on the cover, and I put this one down, yeah, that's what I want to do. Almost stuck on just from the glue from the back. It's going to make this upside down to me. But I can't score it on the other side. You know what I mean? I can't flip it over and score it on the other side. It's too late. Too late to do that. Okay, we're going to bring it down just a little bit from the top again. So much for being easy. If I'd have just left it the way I had it to begin with, we would have been fine. I must have looked at it. I must have. Okay, now we're going to cut this one to be this wide. And the purpose of this one, besides making it look cool, oh yeah, see, that's the gold, or the green, is it's going to hold these two shut. So we're going to have a magnet on here, but we're going to put a pocket to cover the magnet. Okay? Alright. So let's cut this. Put this away. See, I do have some of these left, but they're ones that are difficult to use. This one I just really, it's better on the small one. The large one is just out of control. And that brown, I just don't think that brown goes with anything. If it was more burgundy, it would be, or red, it would have matched. So it's kind of a waste in my mind. I'm pointing to myself like you can see me. It's kind of a waste of paper for me. I think they could have used a little more thought behind that. You want to glue. And the reason we're cutting it here is because we don't want to cut through these. I wonder what if we cut all the way over? How wide would that be? That would be all right. Oh, it cuts through this one. But all the rest are fine. Let's try it and see what it looks like. We're going to have a Santa butt. But Santa, how could you? Well, we could make it a little shorter. No, then that would cut both of those off. I don't think it's that bad. Now this we probably won't be able to use except for the other side for a belly band or something. I did take a piece of scrap, or 2 pieces of scrap, and make our bookmark. I'll probably laminate it because that always looks cool. Okay, so let's make this our flap from the top. Is that too wide? It's going to be up here. It's going to cut these. With it moved up, it's going to cut these anyway when we do the 1/2 inch. We're just not going to have a choice if we want to use this. And what I mean by cut them, I mean cut the picture off because of the fold. Alright, so we want to score this one 1/2 inch at the top. And I want to fold it like this. I want to glue it on in the center. And I am waiting on that other pad, so I'm going to wait for that to get here, I think, to put the pockets on. But I'm going to put a large pocket across here, and then, oh no, we were going to do it clear. Oh no, that, yeah, because then when we put the cards in, then this won't be plain. Okay, I remember now. Now I remember. We won't be able to put a clear pocket on the inside because then it won't cover the magnet. Let's glue this. It really doesn't matter where you put this center one. You can put it to the left or the right or in the middle, whatever you want to do, depending on your images. That's the only thing, isn't it, about these pad papers? You have to make those decisions. Front, back, top, bottom. What are we going to do? So then we're going to put this in the center and fold it over. And I wish I hadn't had to bend those. Okay, so then we're going to open it up. Yeah. Let me get any little seepage off of there. I don't want to accidentally glue anything. This is a dry wet wipe. In other words, it's a wet wipe, a clean one that I just let dry out. It's kind of dirty looking now. It's kind of a mess. Alright, so we want to put our magnet on. And we want to put it in the middle and not at the very bottom. We want to put it about here. Get another magnet for the back of the paper. Oops. That was a bit noisy. I put my magnets on with Scotch tape. If you wanted, you can just put a piece of ephemera over this. If you don't want to make a tight, in other words, a flat upside down pocket. But I kind of like the way a tuck looks versus just a piece of ephemera and this big blank area. Now, of course, a lot of the cards right now are the blue cardstock placeholder cards because I just don't have the paper to make complimentary cards right now. So let's make our pocket for this. That's not wide enough. I'm going to have to get a full piece. This is heavier acetate, and I got it from in between the pages of a notebook that was a ledger. So that was kind of cool. Okay. So let's get it down here and even over there. I use red to mark it. Only because, oops, quit talking with the lid in my mouth. Only because, now remember, it doesn't go all the way to the edge, so you want to mark it here. Only because it's a fine point and I can make just a dot. Alright, that's our width. That's our height. No, that's our width. Let's mark our height over here. Nope, that's not our width. Because, yes it is. Static on this is insane. Okay. I just ate a giant bowl of cereal. You guys know what I'm going to say next, right? This is our width right here. Okay, that was our height. Oh, what I was going to say about the heavier is it's sturdier, but the pockets are tighter. Here's our width. This is a good piece. We could use it to put a belly band across the top. We need to put that other magnet on is what we need to do. Here's our other red dot. Here's another good piece. Like you can see it, I'm holding it up. There we go, this is our... Why did I make it full size? We'll cut it in half. How wide is it? 4.5. So let's make it 2 1/4. No, let's make it 2 1/2. This will make a good side pocket or a tuck. Or like I said, we could put a belly band across here and then slide a card in right here. We could put ephemera on this. Let's put our pocket on here. Now the last time, for some reason, which it hadn't done it before, it kind of made a little mark on the pocket where the glue was. Not quite sure why that is. I think maybe I took too long to get it glued down. This heavier acetate I can actually see on this glass surface. Oops. Bad Terry. It's a good thing it's the right size because I forgot to double check. Yeah, see, I must have just taken too long. If you kind of smear it out, you don't see it as much. However, you probably are going to make your pocket a little narrower. Then we can put a couple pieces of ephemera in here, or a card that we decorate, and then it won't be just this big blank thing, and I'll do that off camera. I'm not sure. I know I definitely don't want a pocket, but I'm not sure if I just want to decorate this or if I want to put a belly band on there. Got this. Wow, it's the exact right width. It's just a little wide. I need a pocket out of it. I don't think I want to make a pocket out of both. I think I want to decorate this one and have the pocket on the bottom. I think that's what I want to do. Let's close this down. So remember, whatever you put in this pocket is going to show against your flap because the flap didn't go all the way to the bottom. So let's put our magnet on the back. Then on the back in here, we're going to put a pocket. Let's see what I got. I'm not sure I have a scrap wide enough. That would work for a tuck. Oh, and then we got those birds though. So we get this, that. Oh, wait a minute. Can't have that. It's got Santa legs on it. Nope. Make it a little narrower. Maybe. It's a little overwhelming that large. I think. So let's just we'll make a pocket out of it, but yeah. So we'll make our acetate pockets on the inside and one here. And I'll make a blue writing card, a placeholder one for here. And we'll make a belly band over here. Okay? Pocket, belly band, pocket. Let's see where we're at right here. Yeah, we're at almost 3. Let's go 2. Yeah, that's good size. That covers up our magnet. Gives us enough tightness that when we slide a card up in there, that it will stay. We could have made it smaller and it would have worked. So this page isn't going to add any thickness really, depending on how much stuff you put in. I know I marked this. Did I flip it around? No, there it is. I'm going to turn this upside down. Make it easier to work with. This pattern, it doesn't matter, so I don't have to remember, you know, right side up and upside down. You know that I'm working with it upside down. It doesn't matter. Let's make a pocket out of it. Clue's sitting right in front of me. I could have made a tuck out of this, just a tuck, instead of an up tuck. By just gluing the back, or, you know, here. But I don't think that would have been sturdy enough because of the magnet being there to just tuck something in it and have it stay. Okay. So I'm going to let you guys do the rest off camera, but you see how the magnet holds it shut. And this is kind of up a little bit until no, it's kind of up a little bit. Let's move that down. And then we'll move this magnet to a little bit south. Let's make sure this is tight. That's the other thing I like about using tape. I can recover the magnet easily. She says as she can't get it off the tape. Okay. Double check that we're still flat. Okay. Yeah, that was my mistake. I just didn't push down on it when I did it. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so that's actually that page. Like I said, it looks complicated and it's not, and you are going to have to finish it yourself off camera. I'm not lying, there is some work left to do. You've got cards to make, ephemera to add, pockets to add. But the basic construction is here for you, and there's no reason for you to watch me make cards. It's kind of silly. Okay, so let's put this in here. Let's put this in here. I keep forgetting and I'm talking when I'm turned around. big page. I could have made the top and the bottom one even, but I really just didn't want to. Flap, I mean. Could have made them the same size. Kind of liked the idea of them being different. Kind of reminds me of a fridge with a freezer on the top, huh? A fridge with a freezer door. I have no idea why that popped into my head. You know, gluing. See, I didn't say inking that time. Good grief. I found myself doing it in the last video as well, even after I said, I want to make sure you're putting this in right side up. Even after I said, I have to be careful, because I'm always saying inking when I'm gluing. Don't know why. Okay, move out just a teeny bit. Okay, so that's that page. That doesn't really add any thickness. It's still poofy a little bit. Once she adds stuff underneath, it won't be though. Okay, on this page, it's going to be simple. It is going to add a little bit of thickness though. We're going to make a notepad. Not a whole lot of actual coffee dyed paper to write on in here. It's lots of blue cards, but you need the right pen. You need a white pen for that. I don't know why I got this out. And yes, I do have the blue. Okay. So I didn't cut the paper. Sorry about that. This is going to be our paper. Sorry about that too. I just hit the camera. So let's measure it. Yeah, see, that's way too big of a pattern for our small book, because it's the 12 by 12. Which one's going to be easier to mark on? I think this side. Let's open this up. Oh, see, and that looks good with that. Kind of matchy-matchy. We have to be careful because our flap is right there. There is a hair rubbing on my arm. There it is. And it feels like little ants crawling. Not uncles. Ants. Wow, that was bad. Okay. Let me see what happens if we use a chunk pencil. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty close to middle, so that'll give us a nice scrap on this side. Which actually we're going to turn it sideways and make a pocket. So we're going to cut the width first to give us our nice scrap. This is our page width. Actually, this is our hidden pocket. Sort of hidden. Okay. So we're going to glue this on as a deep pocket because it's going to be holding a notepad. So we want to make sure it has enough strength. Now we're not going to put very many pages in the notepad because I'm not selling this or anything. So, the big pattern actually doesn't look bad as a pocket. Wait a minute though. This is our notebook cover. I think it's okay. Let's put it on this way. Get the big Santa there. Can't believe my tailbone still hurts. I think it was during this video series that I fell off my craft stool backwards. Well, no, sideways. I went to sit down on it and I caught my hip on it instead of my rear end sitting down on the seat. And tipped over sideways, and I landed with my tailbone on that metal bar that goes around the bottom and where the legs are. Then I fell backwards, banged the back of my head, my arm knocked over the TV tray that I use to hold up my laptop, which kind of scared me. Not for sure I had done something to my laptop. Really upset because it's a brand new Dell that I paid a pretty penny for to use to record these videos. Sometimes I use it to chat, video chat. Okay, page done. This is going to be easy. Easy peasy. Now we need to measure this to fit in the pocket. If we're going to cut a side, we're going to cut this side. And we have our Merry Christmas, right? And all up here, 'tis the season. Hopefully we won't have to cut Santa off. Oh wow, look at that. Now this is not going to be going in the pocket. It's going to be hanging in the front. We do need the height though. That's pretty wild. I saw the scrap and I was like, Now, what we're going to do, we've got the height, and then I want to use the top part to fold over instead of adding a fold over piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say our notebook is going to be this tall. So I'm actually going to cut it off above here, right here, above this, where it says it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That is going to make the text upside down on the back. But I think it's better than adding another piece and then covering up our bears. Because we can't add it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas across the top, which would be cool, you know, and flip it over, fold it in half and bring it down, because it will not work. It just won't work. So let's set this to the side. Let's cut our papers. Forgot to cut this off. I was like, wait a minute. So then we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. That's the part we're going to fold over. And we'll know how tall to make our pages, and we'll just use our tiny attacher, in other words the Tim Holtz stapler, to attach the papers to the notepad. And we're going to use this on the back. And then we're going to use our leftovers to make pockets on the back of the inside. Okay, so let's take this, oops, let's fold it over. I'm only using 2 pages. Let's just hook it on here. And I want it to be a little bit shorter. A little bit narrower. That's not going to work. Let's cut the length first. Otherwise we're cutting off our our width mark. Unless we slid it over, we could have done that. Plus these are the last 2 pieces of coffee dyed paper that I have. Okay, well that was totally not right. Oh wait, this is right this way. What is wrong with me? And how is one? Oh, it isn't. We want it a little bit narrower, so let's slide it up. And we're going to move it over a little bit so it's inside here. And we'll mark this a little bit inside here. And that should give us the right width for the paper. And this piece is going to be the same size as this folded over piece. Now I'm going to stencil it before I add the pocket. My stencil job, it's not been very good. Keep getting that top edge. So you want it to be this long and this wide. We're going to cut right inside the line. So we had to draw the line next to it. Okay. See, I told you, now there's a hair there. Okay, so we'll put this here and move it over just a little bit. I want it to be centered. And then put the flap over it. Then I'm going to paper clip it in the center so it doesn't move. Then I'm going to get my little stapler. And I'm going to staple on either side. And these are really strong staples for being little tiny staples. I just want to mention that. So now you've got your notebook. And then on the inside of the notebook, see, you've got your decoration on the back across the top. Looks like snow. Very nice. And you've got your notepad, which, you know, you can fold up to make your crease, but I don't want to do that yet. You know, just let the person that's going to do it get this nice pattern on the inside. Then you get to the back, which is just blue. And then we can take a scrap. Let's see where to go. From here. That matches there. Matches here. Let's just do it. Let's see, first, let's make it 3. Let's try to get these in there. Well, get the Santa, that will be better, wouldn't it? I want half of a Santa. That actually works out better. Is this 6? No. Almost. What if we did 2.5? No, that would cut our flowers in half. Let's do 3. Let's do it this way and get our poinsettias, depending on how you pronounce it. And we still have our Santas for a belly band. So we'll put this in our scraps, of course. And we'll have a scrap from this. You can just use this to measure. Nope, let's use the blue in case it's a little narrower. Probably could have used a pencil on there, but and that'll be our big pocket. That goes on the inside. And put our poinsettias on the top. Oh. To match the back. Should we match this? Or do we match the back? I like the poinsettias better. They're more colorful. So this would be the last 2 pages in this section. We're going to have to double check them for thickness. I may have gotten a little carried away. We're going to be in big trouble if I did. I really would hate to make a 5th cover. I think that would make me insane. I do have the other lap book covers, of course. Red was the wrong color. The blue cracked. Now we're actually using a black. Oh, so that would be a 4th. And the reason I can use black is because paper's going to be covering most of it, and there are a lot of black books with colorful colors on them. Black is just a neutral. Okay, so we have this. It should slide right in here, and we'll have our flap out. Let's make it go down a little bit more. Okay. So there's that. And glue this in, and we'll be done with this whole section. And we'll be right in an hour. Nifty neato. Actually, I didn't think it would take that long, and we didn't even do the pockets and stuff on the flip flap page. So I'm going to do that off camera. You and I both. You guys can do it on camera too if you're following along and making your own videos, which are perfectly fine, and I really, really like it when you guys follow along and then post pictures or a flip through. That just tickles me pink. I'm sorry to Jody and to you guys not being able to use the little golden book, but it was just too different. You know what I mean? The styles were just too different, and I'm not as good as her at mixing and matching in this section to be able to mix and match in the little golden book, you know, altering the book. Altering the book would have been fine. And I may do that and have it as a second Christmas project that you could do for next Christmas, because you definitely wouldn't get it done in time for Christmas. It was published in December. Well, you probably could. It's not hard. I did tear the cover apart, though. I'd have to order another one. I got mine for $5. If you go to a Goodwill or something, you could probably get one cheaper. But it was from the 70s, not from the 40s. Doubt you'd find one from the 40s on Amazon. You could probably find one on eBay. I'm sure you could. But then you have to pay shipping usually, so. Okay. So we've got this that flips up. This flips over. This flips over. We're going to put pocket, 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 tuck, whatever you want to put. And you don't have to use acetate. I just don't like mix-matchy the patterns too much. Okay. And then on this one, we just have a simple pocket and a notebook with coffee dyed paper inside and a pocket on the inside of the back cover. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video, which will definitely be video 9. And that'll be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.